Hello everybody, it's me once again, Leo from Mindful Leo, and today I have a brand new video for you, and I hope everybody's doing well. So today we are gonna talk about two things basically, and those things can be great obstacles on your journey of mindfulness and meditation, and those things are craving on the one hand and aversion on the other hand. So basically those two things can be great obstacles when you sit down and meditate. When you try to meditate, and who hasn't come across it, you sit down and then boom, you feel like, oh damn, this is not working out. I think about things I shouldn't be thinking about. Why can't I be calm? Why can't my mind be relaxed? Why am I so on edge? And why can't I just calm down? And on the other hand, you might say, well, today I feel quite good, meditating is going well, and my mind is pretty calm and pretty still, and I feel great observing my breath. So basically, we are judging things constantly when we're meditating, but more so even in our day-to-day life. When we see people, when we have certain ideas going through our heads, when we have thoughts, when we meet friends, when we see somebody taking a specific action, when we whatever, it can be basically a whole array of different things. We constantly say, well, this is good, this may be pleasant for us, or this is stupid, this is bad, I don't like it, I don't want it, please stay away. Thought, person, event, whatever it may be. Right, first off, we're going to talk about craving or clinging, as you could also say in certain contexts. So basically, we as a society have been conditioned and programmed to crave different things. This can be very mundane things such as sweets, junk food, alcohol, other drugs, cigarettes, and so on and so forth. This happens through a variety of different channels, for example, other people, tradition, culture, but then also media that imposes those things onto us, like we see constantly advertisements of junk food, sweets, alcohol, cigarettes, and whatnot. So basically we've become very prone to crave a variety of different things, and in case that those things don't come to us, or that we cannot obtain certain things, then we feel disappointed, we feel mad, we feel like things are not going right, and we lose our inner balance, so to speak. So basically, the more we crave certain things, the more we crave something to happen to us, that we obtain something, or that something remains the same. We also tend to crave that things remain the same rather than develop, grow, whatnot. We crave the feeling of consistency, of stability. And the more we crave things, the greater the tension, the mental tension, but also the physiological tension in our bodies is. So we have this tension then to make things work, right? And the more we have this tension, the more the tension overrides our innate feeling of ease and well-being. And this, in the end, disrupts the natural flow of life, which certainly goes up and down. So we can't always be good, we can't always be at ease. But there are things happening in life that simply don't go our way. Like if we get sick, if we have to end a relationship, if someone ends the relationship with us, if a person close to you dies, and this can affect basically every single aspect of your life. And it can even be considered paradoxical, because sometimes, or many times, when we crave things, it leads to the exact opposite. And I'll give you two examples for that. So for example, if we notice that a relationship to another person, or a family member, or a romantic partner is not working out, and we see that the relationship is doomed, but cling to it anyway. We crave that it persists, even though we see it's clearly not working out. Then by doing so, by grasping tightly onto the relationship, we further damage ourselves, our well-being. We create tension not only with the other person, but we damage us and also that other person. So instead of just splitting up and everybody goes on their own path and grow, and maybe in the future come to a point where we see each other again and see we've grown, we can make this work again. We damage the relationship to such a degree that's basically non-repairable. We drag out the damage that is already being done, instead of just ending it for our own well-being and the well-being of the other person as well. So the other example is probably very relatable to each and every one of us. It's an example that I've heard from Mingyur Rinpoche, who's a meditation master from Nepal. I've read 2 of his books, and he's just an amazing human being, and he has influenced my life to a very big degree, and I'm very happy that I stumbled across him on YouTube. So if you want, check him out. He's a very nice guy. And he said, or he gave the example that if you really, 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 really need a good night's sleep, and you really need to sleep, and you say to yourself, I need to sleep right now. I need to get this rest because tomorrow I have a very important meeting. I have to go to the airport at 6 a.m. Then what happens? Obviously, you cannot sleep. You desire it so much that you create so much tension inside of your body and your brain that your body says, no, I can't do this. There's too much tension. I need to relax, and you create this relaxation by just not demanding of your body to sleep, by having it at ease. Obviously, this is a lot harder said than done. It's a lot easier said than done, sorry. But yeah, sleep won't come if you cling to it, if you crave the sleep. And I think this can be applied to a variety of different circumstances in life. So bottom line, in the end, if we crave or cling to things to a very high degree, then not only do we make the desired outcome less likely because we create such a paramount amount of tension in our bodies, but also we create a massive opportunity for disappointment and pain to get us in the end, because we just want something so much that if we don't get it, we feel very disappointed and knocked totally out of balance, which is not what we want. We want to remain cool, calm, and collected in our lives, and we want to be able to deal with different circumstances, because there are going to be difficult and uneasy situations in life, and we want to remain clear-headed. And clinging and craving can very well be considered an opponent of this exact wish. So, just as we tend to crave and cling to a lot of different things in life, we also are prone to have a lot of aversion going on in our lives. So there's a bunch of things we dislike, or our brain also tends to look for things that we dislike. If we see people and the appearance strikes us as an appearance that we are not really into, we immediately, without being aware of it most of the time, say, oh, I don't like how this person looks. This can happen just as well as you say, oh, I like how this person looks. But immediately, if we see something, we say it's good or bad. And in case we say something is bad, we have this judgment going on constantly. And this creates a lot of negativity in our minds. So we say, for example, I don't like being criticized. Obviously, no one really likes to be criticized, but this can also be an opportunity to grow, to learn. And normally we don't see this side of the coin most of the time. There's also like disliking physical aspects of yourself. We dislike certain thoughts that we don't want to have, so we think a certain way about something, and we say to ourselves, oh wow, how can I think this? This is terrible, I'm a bad person. I shouldn't be thinking this at all. When thoughts are very much out of our control most of the time. Obviously, we can deal with them, we have certain thoughts and we can deal with them, but we can't necessarily influence what we think. And then, boom, we just want to get rid of the problem. We just want to get rid of the thoughts. We want to get rid of like flaws of our physical appearance, flaws, and we want to get rid of a difficult situation, such as being in a meeting and being criticized all the time. We just want to leave, go out and be somewhere else. So in today's day and age, people want to get quick fixes for basically everything. So if you're ill, just pop a pill to feel better. If you don't like an aspect of your physical appearance, you can get plastic surgery. Or if you don't like a specific person, you just can avoid meeting and seeing them. Simple as that. That's how people try to get rid of problems. Just to clarify, obviously there are certain situations where you should take pills to feel better or to make it easier for you. But I mean, nowadays we tend to like people say, well, I don't feel quite as good today. This might be a flu and I have to go back to work tomorrow. So I just pop some antibiotics to feel better. This is sometimes obviously not the very best way to go. So this aversion basically leads to a lot of negative emotions and a lot of tension going on in your body and in your brain because you want to avoid something. But if you say to yourself, this is also another example by Mingyur Rinpoche, if you say, don't think about pizza, obviously what happens, you think about pizza more. If you want to avoid something, if you want to fix something, then you automatically think about it more and it affects you in a negative way. And this, all in all, obviously affects our mental and physical well-being because of all this tension created. And it really easily throws us off track. And then furthermore, it also affects our inner peace and mental stability in a bad way. And this happens by causing restlessness, agitation, and also emotional turmoil, while also perpetuating negative cycles of thinking patterns. So basically, aversion brings our inner state of ease and calm out of balance by fostering hostile ways of thinking patterns and thinking in hostile ways about yourself, your appearance, and others, their appearance, their opinions, and so on and so forth. So, well, after having listened to aversion and craving, what can we do now? Obviously, this is the grand question we would have to ask now. And there is a very simple thing that we can do that is certainly not easy to put into practice. So as we've seen now, we constantly in our lives, when we're out, when we're in, when we're eating, when we're drinking, when we're meeting friends, when we're in a meeting, when we fly an airplane, when we get up in the morning, we constantly judge things. We judge how we feel, we judge how we think, we judge other people, we judge ourselves. We're just so busy with judging anything and everybody, right? And this is definitely not good for our inner peace and well-being. And obviously everybody wants to be calm and relaxed and not always be judging. And then we don't really see beyond the immediate appearance of things. So for example, if someone criticizes you, this might be an opportunity for you to grow. If you're in a relationship, this might be the best thing that you have done in your entire life. If you find another person, if you therefore feel at ease because you don't have to constantly argue with the other person, and so on and so forth. There's so many aspects that we sometimes don't see. Another example would be if you have an illness, a serious illness, if you struggle with your health in general. We think, oh, this is bad, I dislike this, this is horrible, how should I get past this? But what we don't see is that this disease, this illness, might be the greatest teacher you've ever had in your entire life. And this might have the potential to enable you to see so many more things that you previously have not seen. This can lead to an appreciation of life that you couldn't have imagined without having had this specific disease. Right, so now what's the antidote to all of this? As I've already said, it's very simple, but not easy to put into practice. Not at all. I assure you that this will require a lot of work, but the two key words here are one word that probably drives a lot of us, myself included, crazy sometimes, but it's acceptance. And what goes along with this acceptance is simply letting go. So acceptance is a very fundamental aspect of meditation and mindfulness. And it basically involves embracing the present moment, whether it's great, whether it's bad, without judging it, just acknowledging it and without resisting observing it. This definitely lessens a lot of the tension that you might have felt otherwise. So, right, now I'm going to give you 5 key aspects of acceptance in mindfulness and meditation. First of all, non-judgmental awareness. As I've said, we normally tend to judge everything. This is good or this is bad. But if we remain non-judgmental, we observe specific emotions, thoughts, situations without saying this is good or this is bad. We simply remain in a very neutral state and observe what's going on around us or in our heads. Second, we let go of resistance. We just simply let emotions be present. We let thoughts be present. We let unpleasant sensations in our bodies. We let them be. We let pain in our stomach, like pain in our shoulders, pain wherever, headache, we let them be. It's easier said than done, obviously. But we have to try to let go of this resistance, because this resistance further gives the pain power, right? It gives the negative thoughts, it gives the negative emotions more power. If we resist, we create more tension, and this is not what we want. So we try and observe what's happening in the right now. Third, we embrace impermanence. So this means whether it's physical or mental, everything is impermanent. So things are temporary. Sometimes it really feels like I'm stuck with this forever. But believe me, you're not. You just have to change the relation with what you have, right? So if you suffer from IBS, like I've done for 10 years already, it's slowly getting better. But this is also happening because I've changed my relationship to my discomfort. Previously, I always said, oh my God, this has to go away. I'm suffering. This has to leave my body. I want to be well again. And with acceptance, you see the symptoms and you observe them, and you consider that your body's trying to send you a signal. And from there on, you can treat the issue easier. It's easier because you don't create this much resistance, right? Because you let your body be, you let your mind be, right? You stay in the moment without judging it. You just observe it and see what your body tries to tell you. Fourth, it also fosters self-compassion. If we practice acceptance, we not only become more empathetic towards other beings and their, from our view, potentially flaws, we also create a sense of acceptance towards ourselves. And this brings ease into our bodies, right? If we say, well, I don't like this aspect about me, okay, this is how it is. It's alright. Accept it. Accept it. Because if we don't accept things that we can change in the moment, what happens? Once again, we create resistance. And if we practice self-acceptance, then we flatten the way for us to improve our well-being, mentally, physically, because they always go hand in hand. But it's so beneficial for our overall health if we accept our limitations in the moment, and this definitely helps us or enables us to get past limitations that we have right now. But if we ease this resistance to these limitations, then the way forward becomes that much simpler. Fifth, it fosters present moment awareness. So practicing acceptance leads us to be more in the present instead of caught up in worries about the future and regrets about the past, which are two major things that hold us back a lot of the time. Because the future hasn't happened yet, we don't know anything about the future, and the past happened. We have to close it up. It's alright, we can work with the past, but it shouldn't dictate our life in the here and the now. It influences us, it has influenced us, and it probably has shaped us in many ways, but we can't have regrets about the past constantly every day, and this doesn't serve us any good. So by practicing acceptance, we not only train to not be that judgmental on a day-to-day basis, but there is also other benefits that I want to quickly list for you here. It reduces stress and anxiety, it improves emotional regulation, it enhances your overall well-being, it leads to greater self-awareness, and it enables you to have better relationships. And now, how do we cultivate this acceptance for us to not be in the constant state of disliking or liking something, of clinging, grasping, and looking for things and trying to avoid things? Well, the answer, obviously, in this channel is through meditation and through being mindful. This is why I've created this platform, to give you the opportunity to join me in things that create an overall sense of well-being in you, that leads you on a way that is not full of stress, struggle against something you shouldn't be struggling against, worries and regrets. This practice, I mean myself included, if we incorporate it in our day-to-day life, we will see the benefits without clinging to the benefits. This is very, very, very important. We don't try to force results. We just sit down, be in the moment, and then results will come slowly but surely. All right? Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Maybe you have another 10, 5 or 20 minutes to do a meditation session. If not, you can also go out and have a walk and be mindful of your steps, of the wind, of your breath, of the feelings on your arms, or of your clothes, whatever. Just from time to time, be in the here and the now, and it will serve you great good in the long run. So this is going to be it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again very soon.